Hello, all. My name is Carol Pittman, and I am the group leader in the Southern Plains region serving Texas and Oklahoma. In this presentation, I will be going over Section H of the June Area Questionnaire that covers total cattle and calves. Section H is used to collect total cattle and calves on the total acres operated, regardless of ownership, calf crop for the first half of the year, and calving intentions for the second half of the year. Information from this section will be used with the data from the July cattle survey to provide estimates of total cattle inventory and calf crop for the July cattle report. Is the cattle box checked? This question is directed to you, the enumerator, and should not be asked to the respondent. This question is used to help determine if questions or sections of the questionnaire should be completed. If the cattle box in Section C is checked, ask all the questions that follow. If the box is not checked, you may skip to Section I. Section H must be completed or estimated for every ag tract that has the cattle box checked in Section C. If you are unable to complete this section, any notes from your observation or notes from personal knowledge will be greatly appreciated. Item 1, cattle and calves on the entire farm. This question refers to all kinds and ages of cattle and calves on the total acres operated on June 1, regardless of ownership. If cattle or calves were present anywhere on the operation, you skip to Item 2. Item 1A, cattle and calves since January 1. If there were no cattle and calves on hand June 1, you determine if there were any on the total acres operated between January 1st and June 1st. If cattle were on the operation earlier this year, you skip to Item 6 and collect information on calves born on the total acres operated between January 1 and May 31st. If no cattle or calves were on the total acres operated at any time between January 1 and May 31st, you ask, is intentions to have cattle? It determines if the operation intends to have any cattle or calves on the total acres operated before the end of the year. This information is used to select samples for future cattle surveys. Enter a 1, 2, or 3 representing the respondent's intentions to have cattle in the 493 box. If you complete the questionnaire by observation because a respondent refuses or is inaccessible, and you don't see any cattle or have any knowledge of the operation, check Don't Know and enter a 2 in the 493 box. Inventory. This section deals with the number of cattle and calves on hand June 1. This includes beef cows, milk cows, bulls, heifers, including beef replacement heifers, milk replacement heifers, and other heifers, as well as steers and calves. You need to break out the total inventory into each of these categories. Most operators will know what they have, but some may not know exact numbers. Do your best to get their best numbers and verify that the boxes all add up to the total on hand. There are several different types of cattle operations. Today, I'm going to go over 3. The first one is a cow-calf operation. This operation normally has beef cows on the operation that have calves throughout the year. In addition to calves, they may have a few bulls, some replacement heifers, and calves. Some of the operations may also have a few other heifers and steers on their operation. Another type of operation is a stocker operation. Just what is a stocker operation? Normally, it is an operation that has other heifers, steers, and possibly calves on some type of pasture. A lot of operations lease wheat pasture or other types of pasture and run stockers on them for a few months to give them a good weight gain before selling them. Another type of operation is a feedlot. Feedlots are operations that feed the majority of their cattle a ration and send them directly to the slaughter market. Normally, these operations have cattle that are other heifers, steers, and calves. Cattle and calves on feed. This must be cattle and calves going directly to the slaughter market. They must be on a full ration, which can include grain, silage, hay, or protein supplements. If this number is very large, it needs to be confirmed that they are going directly to slaughter and they are not on wheat or other grain pasture or just regular pasture. Remember, the key is they are going directly to the slaughter market, not to another feedlot, not to the sale barn, but to the slaughter market. The final questions in the cattle section deal with calf crop. First, we ask how many cows and heifers are expected to calve during the last half of the year. Then we ask about the number of calves born. This number is broken up into 3 categories: number on hand, number moved off, and the number that had died. The total of these 3 items will be the current calf crop for the period January 1 through May 31st. Item 5, ask for the number of cows and heifers on the total acres operated that are expected to calve during the period June 1st through December 31st. The majority of beef cow operations calve in the spring, but there are some instances when an operation will calve in the fall. We do not want to double count and have the same value in intentions and in calf crop. Make sure that you watch that. Dairy operations will generally calve year-round, but you will have to probe some dairy operators to get the calf crop on a dairy operation. Item 6, ask about calves born during the period January 1 through May 31st. How many were on hand June 1st? This number should also have been reported in item 2F. How many were sold, moved off, or slaughtered before June 1? And then finally, how many died before June 1st? Item 7 is the total of the 3 pieces and gives the total number of calves born from January 1 through May 31st. Finally, a few data relationships to consider. If the operation has beef cows or milk cows, there should be a calf crop accounted for in question 6. Operators who do not breed cattle should probably not be reporting cows. Calves on hand June 1st in question 6 should be consistent with the calves reported in question 2. The total calf crop for the entire year, question 5 and 7's combined, should be close to the number of cows in question 2. Thank you for your time.